Blending and segmenting in preschool and in kindergarten is very important to those little guys. Blending and segmenting has been shown to be a major key in students becoming strong readers and writers. The question is, why is this so key, and why do so many students struggle with this skill? Well, English is a phonetic language, and linguistically it is made up of sounds and sound chunks that are blended together. And when we're little and we're learning to speak and communicate as young children, we pick up on these pronunciations real quick, and we can say the words. Then we add them into our lexicon and we attach those meanings. So our vocabulary continues to build. The struggle often comes if students need to identify the syllables in words, like when they hit second, third, fourth grade, and they're asked to hear the different sounds chunks, and they have a hard time. They haven't mastered that skill of isolating the sounds that happens when you are blending and segmenting words. So then they begin to struggle. They have to go back and learn that skill of listening to the individual sounds in the language to identify them for decoding and writing purposes. So if we can handle, or we can get these students so that they understand these skills when they are in preschool and kindergartners, they'll transfer to the syllable parts when they hit the upper grades. Having children blend and segment words allows them to develop that understanding of the language, and that it's made up in these groups of sounds, and that we can hear the individual sounds. This is a skill that we need to have them master to be strong readers and writers. Both blending and segmenting are skills that students and kids can learn really fast, and they like learning them, especially preschoolers, 4-year-olds, and 5 and 6-year-olds. They can learn them really quick. There's no question that our curricula does not include blending and segment. They all do, but they're kind of like a spot, and you teach it and you move on. And the missing link to me appears that they need more practice to keep this skill fresh on their minds and build it into their skill banks so that it's in their metacognition and it becomes totally automatic, so that they can hear a word and they can recognize the sounds. Preschoolers, kindergartners, they need to start with blending. You know, that's of the skills on the spectrum, that's the easiest, and that's the adult or the teacher gives the sounds of a word and the child says the word. And it's often helpful if you have a signal so that they know when to say it. So if you say the sounds k, at, and snap your fingers and the kids say cat, they'll build that really fast. And then the segmenting part comes when you or the adult teacher gives the word and the students give the segments of the sound back. So if the teacher said cat, the students would say k-at, and either having them hold up a finger or snap their fingers to some kind of a signal so that they can all respond at the same time makes that a lot easier and more fun for the students. Once it's been taught, they need that practice, and that becomes a hard part because it's an auditory skill, and so it requires adult interaction. One way to look at that and have that done is, where can I add this into my daily routines that they're able to practice this? And one way may be when they're lining up, when they're going from circle or back to their desk. You can give them a word, they can shout out the sounds, or you can give the sounds and they shout out the words in line while they're washing their hands. If you're waiting in the hall, they can whisper out the sounds. Keeping that up will just help them understand it better and practice it so that when it comes time to be screened on that, they'll just breeze right through it. Now, there are those students that need that even extra help, and they're really, really hard to get to and make sure that they're getting it. So if you have those students, a great idea is to take an index card or a notepad and write their name on it, and then during passing times or at recess or at lunch, just stop, make a connection, a quick connection with them, have them give you a couple or give them a couple of words and have them segment them, or give them sounds and have them blend the word, have them practice just a couple of words and move on. This actually has a twofold advantage in that it not only helps them with this skill of blending and segmenting, but it will also reinforce positive behavior, and it shows them that you care and that you're engaging with them, and then they're even more apt to really engage in what you're doing in your classroom and working and learning those skills. So now it's time to get to work and get these guys blending and segmenting words so that they'll be great readers and writers. I wish you the best. If you have questions, send a note in the comments, and good luck. Thanks.